What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Call Out Podcast. This week of quick picks, we're going to quickly go through UFC Fight Night Viera versus Tate. Let's start first with Adrian Yanez and Davey Grant. This is going to be a good fight, man. They're both really skilled in the stand-up. I think Yanez is fast. I think he's got outstanding boxing. He had a great last fight, against Kiesa. Kind of having a slow start, really rough. He was getting eaten up by that jab. Eaten up. But then to see him come back, he showed his durability. He came back, outcrafted him in the stand-up, and ended up winning by KO. So that kind of impressed me. And then we have Davey Grant here. I mean, he's coming off a good fight as well against Jonathan Martinez by KO. Now, I do have Adrian Yanez winning by decision, and this is kind of weird, right? I mean, a lot of people think that Adrian Yanez is going to knock him out, and it could very well happen, but I just don't think it will happen because Davey Grant is very durable. He's never ever been knocked out. He's only lost by decision or submission. I can see Adrian Yanez putting on a clinic and definitely having some back and forth with Davey Grant. Davey Grant, he hits hard. Like, he doesn't put a lot of fast combinations, but when he lands them hard. He's a heavy hitter. So I can see Davey Grant giving Yanez a run for his money, kind of slowing him down, and maybe not forcing Adrian to go for the kill. So I think if Adrian wins, he wins by decision. It can very well go TKO though, because Adrian Yanez can get Davey Grant to really engage and maybe catch him, and you never know. It could be a first for anything. But me, I'm going to go Adrian Yanez decision. Alright, now it's time to talk about the fourth fight on the UFC Fight Night, Viera versus Miesha Tate. It's Joanne Jojo Calderwood versus Talia Santos. And Talia Santos, man, she's new to the UFC, okay? She's 4-1. Including the Contender Series win. She only lost that one time against Mara Romero, I think her name was. Lost by split decision. So that one was kind of weird. But other than that, she's been on an absolute terror, right? And I'm seeing it mostly on the ground and against the cage. That's her style. She's rough. She roughs you up there, beats you down. But then I also notice when she's in the middle and she's throwing combos, she's not throwing a lot of them, but she's got a nasty over right hand and a really nice hook. And she used those two weapons to stun Roxanne Modafferi, who is super durable. So she's a hard hitter. I love the way she uses her jab. But then she's going against Jojo Calderwood, right? I mean, she's coming off a nice decision win against Jessica Ai. She's coming off a decision loss to Lauren Murphy, who just fought for the title, and also a submission loss to Jennifer Maia. I mean, the good thing about her is that she loses to the best, so she's not losing to scrubs here, right? I mean, I like Calderwood. I think she's durable. She has a good attitude when she's there. She's always fighting. She's always going for it. She wants to go for the finish. I mean, she's got good boxing, but I saw her struggle a lot against the cage, or on the cage against Jessica Ai. So knowing how Santos likes to play and likes to get you against the cage and rough you up a little bit, I can see Talia easily doing that to Joanne. I mean, I like Jojo. I think the plus 300 is enticing. I'll take it just in case, but Talia Santos should get the win here. And she should win by decision. That's kind of her style, kind of her fashion. All right, Hanaya versus Kang Ho Kyung Ho. Hanaya, who's an elite wrestler. He's a grappler. He likes the ground. Like he's top. He's top of the food chain there. He's really skilled in that. And Kyung Ho Kang also is really skilled on the ground as well. So this will be a nice, I think this will be a good submission match. But what's interesting about this fight is that with Kang, it can go anywhere because he's got it all. I mean, he's got amazing stand up and his ground game is great. Hanaya, his stand up is not as good, in my opinion. I see Kang winning this by decision. I think it's gonna go his way. I'm actually really confident on that. I don't think it's gonna go any other way. It's just going to be a really good night for him. He's just gonna put those combos down, right? He's going to win on the ground. Okay, he's not gonna get in any danger against Hanaya. I got Kang winning by decision all the way. Oh man. Okay, so co-main event: Michael Kiesa versus Sean Brady. If you don't know Sean Brady, he's this new kid on the block who is putting people to sleep. So, you know, he's tapping people out. This dude is great on the ground. He's black belt in jiu-jitsu. His stand-up is pretty good too. I like it. Michael Kiesa, man. I don't know. It's like when you see these guys coming from the announcer to fight, you know, it can either go one or two ways. Either it affects you or it affects you negatively or affects you positively. I feel like the last fight showed me that it kind of affects Michael Chiesa negatively. I think he's gonna come in and just not really, be all there. So that's the only thing I worry about. Skill-wise, he's got the skill, he's got the experience. He's kind of like Sean Brady. They kind of fight similar to me. Like, they're grinders, right? They got good stand-up. They're grinders. They take to the cage, try to just grind it out. But they like the ground. They both like the ground. They both like to go for the sub. I see them getting into that battle because that's kind of what they've been advertising in the fight anyway. So I'm sure they're going to try and prove a point to each other, like who's the best grappler. But if they do that, Sean Brady will win by submission. That's what I think. It should go Sean Brady by submission, or maybe even catch him by TKO, like stoppage. I mean, I like Kiesa. He could win it. I mean, he could prove, like, hey man, I've been here way longer than you. He could do that, but I just don't really see. I don't see it happening. I don't know. It really depends how focused he is. So I'm gonna go with Sean Brady for the submission. Okay, so we've reached the main event of UFC Fight Night. It is Caitlyn Vieira versus Miesha Tate. Miesha Cupcake Tate, my girl. So you got Miesha Tate here, who's been here a really long time. She's really proven herself in her division. She looked great in her last fight, both stand-up and grappling on the ground, against the cage, working her wrestling. I mean, and then on the other side we have Caitlyn Vieira, who has also proven herself. She's beating great names. Although she did have a bad last fight, right? She lost against Yahya in that 3-round decision. So I was not impressed by her skills. She was getting taken down. Yahya was on top of her, just ground and pounding. And that's kind of Miesha's bread and butter. It's what she does best. So if Ketlen brings that same energy in that fight, I mean, it's probably going to be the same thing. So I know a lot of people probably think I'm crazy, but I got Miesha winning this. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Caitlyn Vieira wins this also by maybe she catches her and then stumbles her and TKOs her. Maybe, but Caitlyn hasn't had a TKO since she's never had a TKO. Why did I say TKO? Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree, if you disagree. Let's stir up the pot a little bit.